with an update on a major return and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Speaking about his partnership with Jey Uso as the duo became undisputed tag team champions, Cody Rhodes told Gabby AF, "You mentioned a dream team. I never thought I was going to tag with Jey Uso. Even when we were walking to the ring for Fastlane, we're walking out there and I didn't know what was happening. Then after the 1, 2, 3 and being champs with him, the first time he's been champs with somebody other than his brother, he became one of my favorite allies, one of my favorite partners ever, and I've had tons of partners. But the fact that he's chipping away at main event Jey Uso, becoming himself, you see the crowd doing it with him, and you see the shirts, the fact that I have him there and we're able to compete with each other and compete against each other. I really like Jey Uso. I'm looking forward to Monday to recreating. We had lightning in a bottle in Indianapolis, and yeah, the press conference went off the rails because maybe we had a little too much fun, but I'm looking at the same amount of fun in DC. That's one of my favorite arenas, Capital One Arena. It's a very special place to me, and to be able to repeat with him again would be special." Speaking of Jey Uso, he took part in a dark match after Smackdown against IC champion Gunther. Here's the video. Despite CM Punk being fired unceremoniously by AEW, former women's champion for the company Britt Baker said this when asked about Punk's time with the promotion, telling Maggie and Perloff, "CM Punk coming back to wrestling was one of the most historical things in all Elite Wrestling history and always will be. You can't take that out of the wrestling books. I'm really thankful we got to work with CM Punk. I learned some stuff from him. He was always really helpful and willing to work with younger talent. It didn't work out, it wasn't a fit, but it's always going to be a part of the AEW story. It's just that chapter is closed now. Everyone wishes him well. We hope and think he wishes AEW well too. It just didn't work out. At the end of the day, how cool was it that CM Punk was in wrestling again for AEW and got to wrestle in Chicago again? I don't know where he's at mentally. I think wrestlers always have that itch. Once it's in your blood, it's in there, and no matter how much you want to stay away, it's hard to stay away. Came back after 7 years. I think if the time, place, and company is right, I think he would. Taking to social media the other day, John Cena would provide an update on his health after coming up short against Solo Sikoa at WWE's Crown Jewel event, writing, "Thank you, Jeff Dugas MD, and your entire team in Birmingham. One arm fixed, clean, and headed for therapy. One arm left to go. Thank you again, and see you ASAP for the next one." Mentioning how TNA's main event Mafia is better than the Bloodline, former WWE writer Vince Russo said on his podcast, 1000% better than the Bloodline, not even close. You had one major player in the Bloodline and a bunch of supporting roles. These guys, main event Mafia members, were all freaking superstars, not even close. Recalling his confusion over the backlash to his Maui wildfire donation fund, The Rock said on Trevor Noah's podcast, "I woke up the next morning wondering the same thing, thinking, what happened? Did I miss something? Wait, what?" So it took me a couple of weeks to really process that, and I felt like that moment was a pivotal moment for me in my life for a few reasons. Number one, I want to go back to the brass tacks of it, and the whole idea of creating this fund, the People's Fund of Maui, was to help people and help survivors. And these are my people. These are my Polynesian people, my Hawaiian Kanako, Ohana. My grandparents were all buried in the island, So it meant so much to me, and I know it meant so much to our people that we were able to come together and create this fund. Over 8,000 survivors, by the way, we are helping right now. It was really beautiful. What's interesting is when all the backlash started to happen and it started to come our way, so I always feel like in moments like that, it's important not to get caught up in it. After turning on Rey Mysterio during Smackdown, Santos Escobar sent the master of the 619 a message, writing on X, "Wrong choice, Rey. It was supposed to be you and me. You did this. I put this thing together. I am LWO. Smackdown will belong to me. I run the bingo." Falling Smackdown and seemingly aligning herself with Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Bayley, and Dakota Kai, Sean Ross Appa Fightful noted that Asuka is officially considered a part of Damage Control, we're told. When it comes to potential spoilers for Survivor Series and a major return to WWE, Sean Ross Appa Fightful reported that it was reported by Wrestling Observer Newsletter this week that Drew McIntyre was being considered for WWE War Games, but beyond that, we've actually heard that he's been the working plan for the match for months now. Specifically, McIntyre's been planned for the heel/Judgment Day side of things, making it a 5-man team. The plan since this summer for the babyface side was a returning Randy Orton, with the reveal tentatively planned before the day of the show as to avoid any CM Punk speculation. As with anything, it's important to note that creative plans often change, albeit far less these days than in previous years. However, in recent months, Orton and McIntyre were both in the plans. Women's War Games match is planned, as one could surmise from the end of Smackdown. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.